Resources and Development Part 4. In the previous video, we have learned about land utilization, land use pattern in India, land degradation, and conservation measures. Now, we are going to learn about soil as a resource. Soil is the most significant renewable natural resources. It is living system which supports different types of life forms on the earth. It takes millions of years to form soil a few centimeters thick. The important factors in the formation of soil are relief, parent rock, climate, vegetation, and other forms of life and time. Various forces of nature, such as change in temperature, action of running water, wind, glacier activities of decomposers, chemical and organic changes contribute in soil formation. Soil also consists of organic as humus and inorganic materials. Soil is uppermost layer of Earth's crust, while it loose and fragmented. Let us see the classification of soil. On the basis of different factors for soil formation are color, thickness, texture, age, chemical and physical properties. Soil of India can be classified as alluvial soils, black soil, red and yellow soils, laterite soils, arid soils, and forest soils. Let us see what alluvial soils. The alluvial soil consists of various proportion of sand, salt, and clay. It is formed by deposits carried by the rivers. Alluvial soil is found in the entire northern plains, Rajasthan and Gujarat, extended through a narrow corridor. Deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri rivers also have alluvial soil. As we move inland towards the river valley, soil particles are bigger in size called dwarfs, chaws and terai. Apart from the size of their grains, soils can be classified on the basis of their age as old alluvial, which we call Vangar, and new alluvial as Khadar. The Bangar soil has higher concentration of conquered nodules and less fertile than Khadar. Khadar soil has fine particle and more fertile than Bangar. Alluvial soil contains potash, phosphoric acid, lime, which are ideal for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat, pulse crop, and other cereals. Now, let us see black soil. Black soils are black in color. It is also known as Regur soils. Black soil is ideal for growing cotton and is also known as cotton soil. It is made up of lava flows and clay materials. These soils are poor in phosphoric contents and sticky when wet and difficult to work on unless tilled immediately just after the first shower during the pre-monsoon period. This soil is found in northwest Deccan plateaus of Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Malwa, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh. Now, let us see red and yellow soils. Red soils develop a reddish color due to diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. It looks yellow when it is hydrated. Red and yellow soils are found in areas of low rainfall, also found in part of Orissa, Chhattisgarh, southern part of Middle Ganga plain, and along western Ghats. Now, see laterite soil. The word laterite is derived from the Latin word later, means brick. The laterite soil develops in the area of high temperature and heavy rainfall. Due to heavy rainfall, intense leaching occurs. Due to high temperature, decomposers are destroyed. So, this soil has low humus contains, and these soils are found in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, and hilly areas of Orissa and Assam. It is very useful for growing tea, coffee, and cashew nut. Now, let us discuss about arid soils. Arid soils are red to brown in color. They are sandy in texture and saline in nature. Due to the dry climate, high temperature, evaporation is faster, and the soil lacks humus and moisture. Due to increase in calcium contents, conquer layer formation in the bottom horizon which restricts infiltration of water. After proper irrigation, this soil becomes cultivable as in western Rajasthan. Now let us see forest soil. Forest soils are found in hilly and mountainous areas. The soil texture varies according to mountain environment. They are loamy and silty in valley course, grained in upper slope. In snow-covered areas of Himalayas are acidic with low humus content. Now, let us discuss about soil erosion and conservation. The denudation of the top soil cover and its washing down is described as soil erosion. Soil erosion is of three types: gully erosion, sheet erosion, and wind erosion. The running water cuts through the clay soil, makes deep channel as gullies. It is known as gully erosion. When the top soil is washed away due to heavy flow of water over large areas down a slope, it is known as sheet erosion. And when the top fertile soil blows off due to wind, is known as wind erosion. Activities like deforestation, overgrazing, construction, mining, defective methods of farming, plowing in wrong ways are responsible for soil erosion. Now, let us see contour farming. Terrace farming, strip cropping, shelter belts, which check the soil erosion. Contour farming, the plowing along the contour lines can decelerate the flow of water down the slope is called contour farming. So, now let us see the terrace farming. Steps can be cut out on the slopes, making terraces, known as terrace farming. Let us see what is strip cropping. Large fields are divided into strips, and strips of grasses are left to grow between the strip of crops to break the force of wind is known as strip cropping. Let us see shelter belt. Planting lines of trees to create shelter to break up the force of wind is known as shelter belts, which protect the crop in the field. Hence, we can control the soil erosion by contour plowing, terrace farming, strip cropping, creating shelter belts, afforestation, and controlling overgrazing. In the next video, we will learn more. Thanks.